Coming into our third bout of the evening, we've got Joel Gaines versus Damon Thiel. Let's take a look at our tale of the tape. We've got Joe Gaines, 25 years of age, 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds with 0 MMA experience, taking on Damon Thiel, a young 18 years of age, 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing at 170 pounds with 1 win and 0 losses as an amateur MMA fighter. You know, this is going to be a very interesting fight to see what happens. Right now, Damon Thiel is 1-0, technically undefeated as an MMA fighter. His first fight was a TKO win in the first round in November of last year. I want to see if he can carry on that momentum and get a TKO win over Joel Gaines tonight.
He is, but he's 18 years old. That is a very, very young age to be in a cage.
You know, let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, to call in the fighters.
From the blue corner, Damon Thiel. Damon Thiel, blue corner of the cage side inspection area, please.
Damon Thiel getting ready to make his way to the cage with a folksy rendition of Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys. It appears there's a piccolo at play.
I think this is from the movie The Departed.
I think so, but I'm pretty sure in The Departed there is no piccolo. I'm going to say the word piccolo again.
Piccolo. From Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know what you're talking about. Damon Thiel looking svelte in his second amateur fight. He's a young man and he's ready to go. 18 years of age. That's something you didn't often see in the early days of MMA, was a guy at 18 years of age that has the skill set ready to come into the cage and go to war.
No, you absolutely didn't, because guys were coming from other disciplines, wrestling, boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, where they spent 25, 30 years perfecting their craft and were coming in as middle-aged men. Now, you see guys who are from the age of 6 or 7 working towards MMA, so by the time they're 18 or 19, they're ready to fight.
Absolutely. It takes a long time to become proficient in all the different aspects of mixed martial art. Talking about jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling.
This has become a sport like football, baseball.
Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, to call in our second fighter.
At this time, from the red corner, Joel Gaines. Joel Gaines.
The time is now.
Joel Gaines making his way to the cage in his amateur MMA debut. He's got a handful ahead of him. He's going to be taking on an opponent who's already established himself as a TKO artist. This is something that can really weigh heavily on the mentality of a fighter.
Sure, and also, I mean, when you're 18 years old, you're probably fearless. You're young and you're fearless. You don't know what defeat even looks like yet. Now, Joel Gaines coming in the ring, you know, hoping that he looks like defeat to Damon Thiel.
You know, Joel Gaines is coming to the cage right now with the support of Team Vicious, a local team out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where our event's being held at tonight. You know, it's really a comforting thing and a great thing to be able to come out with all of your friends and your teammates and everybody here to watch you. I'm sure that that's something that can really help you with your mentality when coming into an event like this.
I think it's a big deal. When you fight your first fight, particularly, when you're not an experienced fighter who's fought all over the place, when your friends, when your family can be part of the audience and just root you on, it feels so much better.
That being said, that can also go both ways. I've seen fighters get a bit nervous and a bit stressed out having their family there to watch them, myself included. I never really loved having any really close loved ones around when I was fighting.
Sure, unfortunately, I've never known the experience of fighting in front of loved ones because...
no one loves you.
Well, that's true. I am a generally disagreeable individual, and nobody actually cares about me.
A nice wave from our ring card girl. Some very interesting tattoos going on there. Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is in the Gladiators of the Cage amateur welterweight division, calling for 3 2-minute rounds. First, we have fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 170 pounds. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, 18 years of age, undefeated at 1-0. He fights for Colleen Martinberg's legendary Evolution Fight Club in Butler, Pennsylvania. He is from Butler. It's Damon, the Freak of Nature Thiel. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 169.6 pounds. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, making his amateur debut this evening. He fights for Team Vicious from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Joel Gaines. The referee, Bill Buchholder.
I got to say, Mike, right now the look on Damon Thiel's face is one of some serious intensity.
He's got that look of youth and drive that it's, you know, just hard to capture when you're 20, 30 years older than him.
A nice touch of gloves, a sign of respect once again by both fighters, and a lead leg kick by Damon Thiel. Wow, big shot with that right leg.
Big kick. That kick looks like it has a lot of power on it if it lands.
Nice straight right to the face of Damon Thiel. Joel Gaines with Thiel pushed up against the fence right now. Believe he has an over-under grip.
He does. And they separate and back to boxing.
Wow, you
Nice
could
kick.
hear that kick. Damon Thiel is out for blood. Joel Gaines with a very high hand position in his
Oh,
boxing stance.
and,
wow.
Gaines
that a
pushes him to
knockdown?
the ground with a punch. I could rule that a knockdown easily.
Wow, good half guard position now by Joel Gaines on top. Looking for the pass. Oh, wow, and Damon Thiel with the reversal.
And Thiel
into full
reverses
mount.
into full mount here.
Looks like he may be taking
He
the
might
back.
be getting back position, and
And they are back up, and he's trying to drag him down.
throws a punch to separate.
What a beautiful exchange by both fighters. The crowd is loving that. Damon Thiel with some nice head movement, trying to come in and out of those strikes.
That
Big
was a
uppercut.
great counter right there.
You know, Joel Gaines has his hands real high, real close, a little peekaboo stance. But he has already showed he can uncork a nice straight punch and make some damage.
That was a nice right hand right to the jaw of Gaines, and
Round one is in the
it's the end of the
books.
round. Honestly, that is a very difficult round to score because in a lot of ways I think Damon Thiel landed a bit more, but Joe Gaines got that takedown off of that big punch.
Now this comes down to a philosophical question of what counts more in a fight like this. Is it the knockdown that that Joel Gaines was able to get on Damon Thiel, or was it the beautiful reversal that Thiel was able to get on Gaines and gain full mount?
Honestly, this is a very hard round to score, and whatever the judges decide, I can't fault them.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and we'll talk about it probably the rest of these amateur fights tonight. I have to wonder how these things would play out if ground and pound to the head were allowed, as Damon Thiel had full mount with about a minute left in that first round.
Sure, it's just very difficult, and I'm actually glad I'm not a judge, and I'm glad I don't have to decide who won that round.
Coming into round two, Joel Gaines versus Damon Thiel.
And here they go.
Thiel bobbing. Joel Gaines is circling a lot toward that right hand of Thiel.
Good body kick. Thiel is definitely a pressure type fighter. He likes to walk forward.
It would appear Gaines may have been scraped up by that cage on his back. It's one of the collateral damages that happens sometimes in cage fights, a little bit of damage from the fence.
Cage is not as forgiving as you think.
You know, I was skeptical at first of Joel Gaines' hand position. I'm really liking it. I want to see him uncork something good.
I like guys who hold their hands up high.
It appears he's switching his stance as well.
That was
Nice
a big right by Thiel there.
That landed.
And a big knee, and another.
You know, the difference that I'm seeing right now between Joel Gaines and Damon Thiel is that it appears Damon Thiel is really mixing it up. He's clenching and he's throwing the knees. He's punching in and out of the clench. Joel Gaines is really doing a lot of posturing and looking for those shots.
That was a huge right hand there by Thiel. That landed flush.
Beautiful inside leg kick by Thiel.
And I think Thiel has him a little hurt here. Gaines does not like this power.
Damon Thiel with a beautiful head of hair. Wow, and a beautiful slip as well. Nice inside leg kick, off-balanced his opponent.
Right here, I mean, Thiel is dominating this round. He's finding his distance. He is tagging Gaines.
10 seconds left in this round. Let's see if anybody can really do some damage here in the end. And the takedown.
What a nice takedown.
That will solidify that round.
Okay, so this round was all Thiel. No doubt about it.
He landed a couple really crisp, straight shots to the face of Joel Gaines.
He landed big shots, he landed big leg kicks, and that takedown at the end was the exclamation point on a dominant round.
You know, and something I'm noticing right now that Damon Thiel is doing is he's knocked down Gaines twice. Even whenever he landed that takedown, he was a bit hesitant to climb on top. I think he just wants to stand up and do damage.
He is, and I'm going to say right now, I mean, Damon Thiel, win or lose this fight, he's 18 years old. He looks fantastic in here. This guy, 22, 23, 24, when he's a pro, he is going to be a menace. Who knows how far he can go. He looks athletic. He looks poised. He looks ready to rumble. You know, he could have an actual career in fighting.
I completely agree. Coming into round 3, Joel Gaines versus Damon Thiel.
Gaines looks a little hesitant to get off that stool. I'm not going to lie.
If Thiel smells blood, he should really attack. Joel Gaines again with his peekaboo style.
Good leg kick there by Thiel.
You know, I'm liking Thiel's kicks as well. He's getting them nice and low and the right point of the thigh.
You know what? He looks like a natural kicker, and that's kind of rare.
Natural with his head movement as well.
Nice leg kick there. Answered by Gaines with another leg kick, and now they clinch inside.
And here we have Thiel with Gaines' back on the fence. If I were the ref, I would get that hand off the fence. There it is.
Yeah, Thiel is grabbing the cage a little bit here. And they break, and here they are back in the center.
And Damon Thiel again stalking Joel Gaines.
Damon here just continues to move forward.
Look at that head movement.
It is very good. He gets down and out and just moves on guys.
And this is his second fight. Again with that left kick.
Nice kick. Only 40 seconds left in this round.
I only wish that they could have a little bit more time.
Oh, that was huge.
Wow.
Thiel went right under that, came back with a huge right hand. Now an inside leg kick, big right hand to the body, a knee, followed by another right hand. Thiel is looking very impressive on the feet here.
Less than 30 seconds left in the third round. It appears this is going to end up in the judges' hands.
I would think so at this point. Oh, Thiel locking in a guillotine, and that looks tight. With very little time left, it's very tight.
Oh my God, that's just too bad.
I think Thiel may have finished that, given a little bit more time.
A beautiful display of respect between both opponents.
So here I have this fight. The last 2 rounds are definitely for Thiel. The first round is a mix. If somebody were to want to give that to Gaines, I would have no problem with it. But this is a good fight, and I like to see a young guy like Damon Thiel just emerge. I mean, I think this guy's second fight, he has a lot left in him.
You know, let's take a look at the instant replay, see if we can find some good highlights from this bout. Here we see them throwing some real leather, and I love those knees by Thiel.
He is a forward mover. He is going to wade in, and he is going to throw.
A lot of head movement. I love the fact that he's going in and he's forcing the movement, and that straight right is unreal.
You know, and at 18 years old, this kid is not afraid of getting hit.
I mean, he is just chopping down the tree that is Joel Gaines
One of the
throughout that whole fight.
hardest things in boxing, MMA, kickboxing, is to stand there, take a punch in the face, and go back in. And Thiel has that at 18.
You know, Mike, let's go ahead and send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the judges' scorecard. One judge scores at 30-27, another judge scores at 30-27, and a third judge scores at 29-28. For your winner, by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Damon the Freak of Nature Thiel! Damon, Mama Eva's watching at home. What do you got to say to her?
I owe it to her for like letting me in her gym, for letting me have a fit, letting me in my gym. And I think
How's it feel, 2-0 now?
I trained hard, I don't see why I didn't get it. So,
Let's hear it for Damon the Freak of Nature Thiel!
Wow, a well-deserved victory on the side of Damon Thiel, and the blue corner is killing it tonight.
I think that kid has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to see him step back into the cage for Gladiators in the Cage sometime soon.
He's fighting at 170.
And he's 18 years old.
And I
he's
think-
only going to grow.
I think, honestly, when he turns pro, which I would suspect, this kid could be a monster at 145.
100%.
If MMA were a stock market, I would put my money in Damon Thiel.
Absolutely. Let's go on ahead and send it to a word from our sponsors.